In this lesson, on page 188 of our journals, we're looking at solving fraction division problems. I'm going to begin by reading the directions. For problems 1 and 2, write a number model using a letter for the unknown. Solve, showing your solution strategy with representations or drawings. Summarize your work with a division number model. Check your answer using multiplication and write a number sentence to show how you checked. Here's the first problem. Two students equally share 1/4 of a stick of clay. How much of the stick will each student get? So here we have a number model and a variable. The number model is 1/4. That's how much they had altogether. And two people are sharing the 1/4. So that is going to give me an answer. That is, I've chosen to use P as a variable so that it represents the piece that each student would get. Next, I need to solve this, showing my solution strategy. Here I've begun by drawing my bar of clay, and I've taken my bar and I've divided it into 4 parts. Since they are only starting with 1/4 of the bar, I will only be using 1/4 of this to share equally with the two students. So here I've taken 1/4, the piece that they have, and I've divided it in half to show the part that each student will get. Since these were 4 equal parts and they were divided equally in half, then each piece is the same size. And there are 8 pieces now. So 1/4 divided by 2 equals 1/8. Each student will get 1/8 of the bar of clay. So on the line where it says solution, each student will get 1/8 of the clay stick. So here is our summary number model where we've taken out the variable now and put in our solution. 1/4 divided by 2 equals 1/8. And now we'll use multiplication to check our work. And so with any division problem, we know if we have something like 12 divided by 3 equals 4, then 4 times 3 would equal 12. Well, we're going to do the same thing with these fractions. We're taking these two numbers to multiply them together to see if it gives us our beginning number. Now I've written down 2 and I've written as a fraction. 2 as a fraction is 2 over 1, 2 wholes. And I've multiplied it by the 1/8, our answer. When I multiply that out, 2 times 1 is 2, 1 times 8 is 8, so I get 2/8 as my answer, and 2/8 can be reduced by dividing the numerator and the denominator by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, 8 divided by 2 is 4. So for number 2, 3 families equally share 1/3 of a community garden space. How much of the community garden space does each family use? So this is what they have, and they're sharing that or dividing it among 3 people, and I just chose S as my variable to represent the word space. So again, here's a diagram to represent what's going on. There's the entire garden. They have 1/3 of that garden that they're allowed to use, and that 1/3 is going to be equally shared by 3 families. So here's the 1/3 that we have. I've divided that 1/3 into 3 equal pieces. Since this bar represents the whole, and each of these 3 pieces is equally divided, as well as each of these 3 pieces being equally divided, I know that all of the pieces are the same size, and so I can count them up, 3, 6, 9, and know that there are 9 total pieces now in the bar, and each family shares 1 piece. Therefore, my visual diagram tells me that each family gets 1/9 of the total garden. So that's what's going to go on our solution line. The solution is 1/9 of the community garden space. So now we can create our summary number model where we just take out the variable and replace it with the answer or the solution. So 1/3 divided by 3 is 1/9. Now we can check that using multiplication, where again 3 times 1/9 should equal our beginning number. 3 over 1 is equal to 3, 3 wholes, times 1/9, multiply that across. 3 times 1 is 3, 1 times 9 is 9. 3 over 9 can be reduced, divide that by 1, which is, we're going to use 3 over 3 as our 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And so we do get the same beginning number for our answer to the multiplication problem. Question 3 in our book says, when you divide a fraction by a whole number greater than 1, is the quotient larger or smaller than the fraction? Explain. So first of all, let's define some terms when it comes to division. A divided by B equals C, where A is called the dividend, B is the divisor or the number we are dividing by, and C is the quotient or solution or answer. So when we divide a fraction or dividend by a whole number greater than 1, is the answer going to be greater or smaller than the fraction that we started with in A? And according to the problems that we've done, if we look at the first one, in this problem, problem 1, we started with a fraction, divided it by a whole number greater than 1, and our answer became smaller because an eighth is smaller than a fourth. In this problem, problem number 2, we started with a third, divided by a whole number greater than 1, and our answer again got smaller. 1/9 is smaller than 1/3. So to answer our question, when we divide a fraction or a dividend by a whole number greater than 1, our quotient will become smaller than what we started with. So our final answer for number 3, the answer will get smaller because we are dividing a fraction into smaller pieces. So now, if you think you're ready, go ahead and take the quiz in Canvas. If you need to rewatch some or all of the video, be sure that you do that so that you can do your best work.